Hello and welcome to the stories of Northern life from the Sault Ste. Marie Museum. Thank you so much for being here. With every episode, you are learning a little more about Sault Ste. Marie history and gaining a greater appreciation of our northern community, the moments, the people, and the places. The Sault Museum is here to preserve your history, but also to share it in as many engaging and entertaining ways as we can. Your support and engagement with our content keeps the cycle going and allowing us to expand and grow, offering more back to you, our community. So thank you. Season 2 of the Stories of Northern Life podcast is coming soon. Until then, we are resharing a few episodes over the past 2 years. That's 100 episodes that we love and think that you will too. Hello and welcome to the Stories of Northern Life from the Sault Ste. Marie Museum. Today we are talking about the Winter Carnival that holds a special place in the hearts of all of us who grew up in Sault Ste. Marie. For this one special week, you enjoy the magic of what people can create with snow and ice, so the cold, long winter doesn't seem so bad. This year, we celebrate the 60th anniversary of the Bonsu Winter Carnival. So let's get into its history. But first, listen to this.
Start the celebration with a cheer. The time we've waited for is here. Come on, everyone, join in the fun of the most delightful season of the year. Bonsu will warm up the winter for you. It's the greatest snow on earth, the Winter Carnival, Bonsu. There's joy and excitement everywhere. You can feel the magic in the air. The people of Sault Ste. Marie found a cabin fever remedy. Bonsu will warm up the winter for you. It's the greatest snow on earth, the Winter Carnival, Bonsu. Bring out the fiddle and the bow. Kick up your heels and do-si-do. Stay out late on a midnight skate, then watch the Northern Lights put on a show. Bonsu will warm up the winter for you. It's the greatest snow on earth, the Winter Carnival, Bonsu. It's the greatest snow on earth, the Ontario Winter Carnival, Bonsu, Bonsu, Bonsu.
Did that bring you back? That was the Bonsu theme song by Leroy Anderson in '92. But we're going to go back to 1962, when the idea of the carnival all started with a local businessman, Henry Bullock. He wanted to find a way to bring more excitement and fun to the long winter months. He brought the idea to the Chamber of Commerce. They liked his proposal and sponsored the idea. Henry developed the concept and formed a committee. And in 1963, we had our very first Winter Carnival. With the extreme amount of snow we would get, it was the perfect recipe for a winter carnival. There are already a few events happening around this time, and they pulled them all together under one big event. The businesses and tourism community quickly saw the potential to boost revenue during what was a slow quarter. So everyone joined in making this event great. They needed a name for the carnival and asked the community for help with a contest. The winner was a 10-year-old student from Parkland Public School named Donald Norman, with the submission of Bon Sioux. Bon meaning good, and Sioux the short form for Sault Ste. Marie. Soon after, local artist Ken McDougall created the character that would come to embody the spirit of Bon Sioux. This happy, smiling, snowy-looking individual was Mr. Bon Sioux, that all the children and adults too know and love. His iconic suit has undergone a few minor alterations and updates over the years. Its original head weighed 70 pounds, so that obviously got a little smaller. We actually have a Bon Sioux costume in the collection here at the museum. The event went so well in the first year, they decided in its second year to officially make it an annual carnival. I think Henry Bullock, the man behind the idea, must have made a trip to Quebec on the first Friday of February and experienced the Carnival de Québec that has been celebrated annually since 1955. He must have experienced it, had such a great time, and came back home with the idea to start up our own version here in the heart of Algoma. This carnival too has a face, in which it is named after as well. Bonhomme, a snowman figure who wears a red hat and a Métis sash. Similarly, the 10-day festival features events and activities out in the Canadian winter snow. Sound familiar? But over the years, we have found our own way to put our Northern Ontario flair to an amazing idea of a carnival. To get into the Bon Sioux events, you need to purchase a button. And along with that button, you can get other souvenirs. Promotion was a huge part of gaining success of the Winter Carnival. In 1974, Molson distributed 750,000 bottles of beer with the Bon Sioux logo on it. Model Dairy distributed 100,000 cartons of milk with the Bon Sioux logo on it. Crown Life Insurance teamed up with Bon Sioux to print 30,000 calendars of events. And McDonald Tobacco Company produced 4,000 posters for the city, and even more were printed to put around Parry Sound. There were radio promotion, interviews in Petoskey, and advertising for things like the ACR snow train all over Michigan, and really anywhere within a tank full of gas driving distance. The Bon Sioux team made souvenir programs of around 30 pages and printed 20,000 copies of them to distribute completely free. Other souvenirs included hats, mugs, felt flags, and more. We have a few of these items for sale in our Clock Tower gift shop at the Sioux Museum at the moment. Another promotion was that CJIC sponsored the Bon Sioux Mystery Person, where over 4 days, 10 cameras were given as a prize to people that spot the mystery person on the street. Pretty cool. But now that promotion has gotten you hooked, you're on your way to going to Bon Sioux events. Let's go through a list of some of the Bon Sioux events that have happened throughout the years. But before I get into all of them, even since its humble beginnings, the Bon Sioux Winter Carnival has been and continues to be led by volunteers. People within the community who love where we live and want to create something special for our community. So let's get started. Let's start with the Torchlit Parade. 4 bands and 9 schools marching down Queen Street. The high school students compete for the Spirit Cup Award, awarded to the school with the largest turnout of students to the parade. They need 6 sound trucks to play continuous music down Queen Street, plus students walked with radios too. 1,000 torches were made for this parade, and don't worry, the fire department was nearby. And after they paraded down Queen Street, the students would then dance the night away at the Memorial Gardens. Popular bands would play, and Miss Bon Sioux would make sure to make a royal appearance. Polar Bear Swims. This is one of the oldest Bon Sioux events, and is also the most challenging. Participants jump into a large hole cut into the ice and enjoy a dunk in St. Mary's River. Always monitored by search and rescue skin divers, this event is for everyone and there is always a large turnout. That's why it's lasted as a star event for so many years. Winterfest. This event first started in 1971. That spans the entire festival length. Admission to this event was by a special Winterfest mug. We also have some of these for sale in our gift shop. Winterfest was a true German, forgive me if I get this wrong, Gem u like it, packed with sing-alongs, dancing, special Winterfest sausages, and lots of draft beer and other beverages. You could have brought your whole family, but after 6, it became an of drinking age event only. Mole Star Ski Competition was an event where amateur skiers compete against their own ability and not against each other. At one point, it became one of Canada's fastest growing ski competitions. Snow Machine Safari. This was a cross-country safari of snowmobiles, leaving a Saturday morning and returning the Sunday afternoon with an overnight stay in the bush. Then to a snowmobile race, where skilled snowmobile racers would race in a carefully curated track. You would see every make of snowmobiles here. The Pee Wee Hockey Tournament. More than 25 Pee Wee hockey teams from Ontario and the US participated in this tournament each year. It went over 4 days, and of course they had to throw a party when it was all over. Inter-Service Club Dinner. This event was the only time all service clubs would gather for a joint meeting. They had a dance after and would give prizes for the largest attendance of a club. Casey's Fun Night. This was the night of Columbus that hosted 2 evenings of old-time fun for adults. It seemed like a fun time filled with games and camaraderie. Kin Car Bingo. A bingo night with a door prize in 1974 of a trip for 2 to Hawaii for 2 weeks, plus $5,000 cash. There are actually more games too, like Round the World, Blackout, letter games, and for many thousands of dollars in prizes. Dog pulling contests. This event was set up as an attraction to local dog owners. They could bring their dogs with a harness to attempt to pull a sleigh with various weights on it. And at one count in 1974, 550 spectators came out. There were 2 classes, puppy class, 1 and under, and dog class. This event was sponsored by Gaines Dog Food, a North Bay company, supplying 500 pounds of dog food for prizes. And this event was not to get confused with the dog sled races. There are always more than 15 teams of dog expert sled drivers from US and Canada, of course, that competed for points. They left at 2-minute intervals and then timed based on the total elapsed time until they returned. Then we have the Bonsu Fashions and Coffee. It was a lunch hour fashion show with coffee and cake, of course. The Aviation Open House, where homemade aircrafts, commercial aircrafts, and helicopters, plus skydivers put on a breathtaking performance. Jam Can Curling. This was an event for elementary school children at the McMeekin Center, giving them a chance to curl without being too serious about it. Then there was the Mixed Curling Bonspiel. This event was for many local curling rinks to compete against each other in a tournament style. Then we have torchlit skiing. As the name suggests, skiers would gather under the moon and torchlight. And then after, special fireworks would be set off and spectators could watch a thrilling display of aerobatic ski demonstrations with singing, dancing, snacks, and refreshments après-ski. And then, if you're a fan of cross-country skiing, you could have joined the cross-country ski competition that anyone could enter at Hiawatha Park. There was a Bonsu Fiddlers contest at White Pines. Some of the old-time fiddlers in the province came from around here, and every year they got to strut their stuff for Bon Sue. This was a fun one to watch, the log sawing contest. Contestants with two-man saws raced to cut through big logs. The first team to cut through won a prize, of course. Then we have the snow train. Starting at the ACR station, you could hop on the snow train, a journey through the rugged Algoma wilderness for the day. Last but not least, I'm going to talk about the pageants. Pageants were a very large part of the festival every year, till 1933. It was normally held on Super Bowl Sunday, a week before the actual start of the festival. But nominations would actually take place in early December. Over 100 applications would come through that the committee would go through each of them before deciding on the year's 15 girls that would be selected to compete. Then in January, everyone in the city was given the chance to get to know the 15 or so contestants. They would be guests on the daily talk show with Grace Pitt, also featured on 60-second TV ads, and full pages of the Shoppers News. Then it's pageant day. The girls would compete in an evening gown competition, a swimwear, and fur coat presentations, then being judged by a team of celebrity judges. The 4-hour Miss Bon Sue pageant show was broadcasted by Huron Broadcasting, which gave them high ratings year after year. Big-name personalities like Lloyd Robertson, Dave DeVell, Harvey Kirk, and Donna and Leroy from the Tommy Hunter Show would always appear. The shows would always start with a dance number by the Trixie Hardy Dancers, and in later years, Studio Dance Arts. Multiple cameras with lights and mics captured the event and broadcasted it the following Monday. It was actually a show that was watched in other parts of Canada and the US as well. This year's Miss Bon Sue is... Not only would they get a title of Miss Bon Sue, or this year's Bon Sue Queen, the lucky winner would get amazing prizes. Most often, it was a fabulous trip somewhere very tropical, and maybe some makeup, clothing, or items like suitcases were gifted as well. Sounds pretty awesome to me. The title also came with some responsibilities during the festivities, being that she had to attend almost all the events and interact with the participants. But don't worry, she was often gifted a car during the duration of the carnival to transport around to all the events. There were so many great events over the years. The presidents back in the day would say that they needed to build more buildings to make the carnival even bigger the next following year. No matter how old you are, if you lived in Sault Ste. Marie at any point during the cold and gloomy winter months, you remember the magic of at least one of the Bon Sue events. These memories make us feel grateful for an active community that we have here that can gather all of us together for something so fun and exciting. And maybe it makes us like the snow a little bit more, seeing the incredible designed ice sculptures and how much fun the kids can have on the bum sides. After a few-year lull, the Winter Carnival is back in full swing this year, bringing back some of the signature events you know and love, while adding a few more that don't always require the ever-changing weather to cooperate with us. I hope you get out and enjoy some of the Bon Sue events this year. And I hope you learned a little something new about Sault Ste. Marie history today too. Let's keep the history of Bon Sue forever alive and keep spreading the winter magic to generations to come. Thank you so much for listening. Be sure to follow the Sioux Museum on Instagram or Facebook to get the most up-to-date information on what we are up to and more Sault Ste. Marie history, of course. Season 2 is coming, so stay tuned.